Good morning. How is everybody doing out there this morning? I hope it's a great day for you. And remember, any day above ground is always better than the ground being above you. Good morning. I'm Kevin Elkins. This is Decisions. We call it that because everything we do in life requires us to make one. And even if we decide not to make one, well, we just made one. So you see, life is a combination of all our decisions that we make. Keep making them. Just try to do a good job at making the right ones. Good morning to you. It's 7:05 in the morning on this Wednesday morning here in the great state of Alabama, Montgomery, as it were. Great place to be. I mean, listen, I gave up Hawaii to come here. I just want to let you know. I like it here. It's all right. I mean, we're a little back in time sometimes. You know, we stay back there for quite a bit sometimes, but we like it. It's okay. It's Alabama is a great place to live. Now, I must admit, of all the places I ever thought I'd live, Alabama wasn't on the list. But you know what? Sometimes we're not in charge of anything. We just think we are. So, good morning to you. It's time to rise and shine. The temperature outside this morning is it feels a little chilly. Let me see what the temperature is out there. Let's go to the weatherman. Right now, as we look around, it is 32 degrees outside this morning. Not too bad. It's freezing. I mean, if you got to live out there, it's kind of tough. But other than that, it's not too bad. Today, let's see what the forecast for today is. A mix of clouds and sun early, followed by cloudy skies this afternoon. A slight chance of rain or a shower at 53 degrees at the high. Wind southeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. On tonight, a 43% chance of precipitation, cloudy with occasional showers overnight. Low 47, winds light and variable. Chance of rain 40%. Also on tomorrow, it look like the rain's going to hamper up a little bit more. A 61% chance of precipitation. A steady rain in the morning. Showers coming in the afternoon. High around 61 degrees. Wind south at 16 to 20 miles per hour. Wind's going to be up a little bit. The precipitation is 15% chance today. Pollen, there is none because it ain't hot outside. You know, air quality is moderate. I don't know why that is, but UV index is moderate too. That's because we got clouds. Okay, that's because we got clouds. So that's your weather for the for today. Now let's move on to what we got to do this morning. We got to talk about things and talk about people. You know, show my brilliance or lack thereof, depends on where you are on the spectrum. Anyway, good morning to you. It is a great day, a absolutely fantastic day to be alive.
We change the world and history right here where we're from. It's new beginning to you and me, cause we're not done. In our city, in our city, in our city, we're not done. I appreciate that.
Good morning, everybody. Find you well. It is time for our daily prayer. Right? A word from on high, something that'll change your perspective, or at least maybe give you a little different one. Either way, it's good for the soul. Good morning to you. We'll be back. Oh, after I take a picture. Always gotta put this here. Alrighty then. A word for today to start the day. We'll be back.
Welcome to today's encouragement from Our Daily Bread. Leslie Coe wrote our reading, and he titled it, A Fresh Start. Chinese New Year celebrations are observed by Chinese families everywhere. These festivities are tied to the lunar calendar, usually falling somewhere in late January to mid-February. These times for family reunions come with many traditions, some of great significance. Buying and donning new clothes, giving our homes a good cleaning, and paying off outstanding debts remind us we're putting the past behind and starting the year with a clean slate. These traditions also remind me of our new life in Christ. No matter who we used to be or what we've done, we can put it all behind us. We can stop beating ourselves up over our past and let go of the guilt, knowing we're completely forgiven because of Jesus' death on the cross. And we can start afresh, knowing we can rely on the Holy Spirit to daily transform us to be more like Jesus. That's why Paul reminds believers in 2 Corinthians chapter 5, the old has gone, the new is here. We too can say this because of the simple but powerful truth. God has reconciled us to himself through Christ and no longer counts our sins against us. Others around us may not be willing to forget our past wrongdoing, but we can take heart that in God's eyes, we're no longer condemned. As Paul points out in Romans 8, if God is for us, who can be against us? Let's enjoy the fresh start God has given us through Jesus. Today's Our Daily Bread devotional scripture reading is from 2 Corinthians chapter 5, verses 16 through 20. So from now on, we regard no one from a worldly point of view. Though we once regarded Christ in this way, we do so no longer. Therefore, if anyone is in Christ, the new creation has come. The old has gone. The new is here. All this is from God, who reconciled us to himself through Christ, and gave us the ministry of reconciliation, that God was reconciling the world to himself in Christ, not counting people's sins against them. And he has committed to us the message of reconciliation. We are therefore Christ's ambassadors, as though God were making his appeal through us. We implore you, on Christ's behalf, be reconciled to God. Let's pray. Thank you, Jesus, for your saving work on the cross that reconciled us to God and gave us a new life in you. Help us to see every day as an opportunity for a fresh start and to prayerfully enter the day seeking to be led by you. Thank you, Lord. It's in your name we pray. Amen. Thanks for listening. I'm Stephen, and today's encouragement was provided by Our Daily Bread Ministries. Welcome to today's encouragement from Our Daily Bread. Leslie Coe wrote our reading, and he titled it, A Fresh Start. Chinese New Year celebrations are
Okay, I got it. We got it. Oh. But yeah, we good. We good on that one. Anyway, good morning to you. Next up, we are going to celebrate our armed forces like we do every day, except for yesterday when I forgot to do it. Because freedom is not free, it is paid for by somebody. Somebody's mother, somebody's dad, somebody's uncle, somebody's aunt, somebody's sister, somebody's brother, somebody's grandfather served. There are a lot of people we stand on the shoulders of. And a lot of them wore that uniform of the United States military to protect us around the world. Sometimes it ain't the things that you know about. It's the thing, Alvin Holmes used to tell me something sometime. I used to ask him, so why y'all keep going through the same thing all the time? I mean, y'all do the same thing all the time, then you come back and tell us, well, we can't do it. And he told me something I'll never forget. He really did. He said, sometimes it ain't what you get past, it's what you stop. I said, okay, that makes sense. Stopping is important sometimes. So he was a master of that, of stopping those things. Wherever Alvin is, I have never forgot what you taught me. Okay, that it's not necessarily winning. Winning, it does not necessarily mean passing. Well, there are many things that our young folks, that are young people who serve in our armed forces. There are many things because they are there that hasn't happened to us. So we're going to take this moment to celebrate them like we do every day. Salute to our armed forces, sung by our very own people right here in Montgomery, Alabama, Macmillan International Academy, the Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, Coast Guard, and of course, Space Force. So for your listening pleasure, your own folks right here in Montgomery, Alabama, that's a beautiful school out there too. I'm just saying that is a beautiful school. So enjoy, and we'll be back and we'll get this party started. Our guest is after this morning, of course, it's going to be John Bowman of Hope Inspired Ministries, because he's a nice guy. Okay, we'll be right back. And good morning, Mr. Lewis. You're going down there in Georgia. Welcome into all of our YouTube viewers. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. And our Facebook viewers. And good morning, Superman. We call him Johnny. granddaughters in there. Whose birthday is Sunday. As a matter of fact, my granddaughter's birthday is this Sunday. I think they got a big party someplace out there. I gotta show up and take something. I don't really know what to take a 10-year-old, but we'll come up with something. I'll just money always do. I got $10. Kind of poor man now. I mean, I'm gonna hook her up though with that $10. I'm gonna get her out there. You know how long it you know how long it took me to make $10 from my mom when I was coming up. Yeah, yeah. I don't ever remember making $10. Okay, I remember giving her $10, but I don't remember ever getting just $10. It may have happened though, but it's been a long time ago. It's been a bit. She probably did somewhere along the line. But my mind ain't what it used to be. So good morning to you. Now at 7:30 in a few minutes here, we are going to have a guest via the CEO, the Chief Executive Officer of Him, Hope Inspired Ministry. He's going to join us for a few minutes, not the whole hour. We're just going to talk a little bit about what they do because you may know somebody out there that can use their hand. These people, I've never known. Well, you are the feet and legs, you are the arms and leg and feet of Jesus Christ. I never really knew what that means. I know what it means now since I've been with those guys over there, seeing the things that they do. Because no matter where you find yourself, no matter where you find yourself, you, I may have to do PT again because I'm getting a little pudgy there. I may have to, I may have to do that, Big Daddy, because I look down and I could only see like the toes of my shoes. So I got to get out there. I think I'll start doing PT in the mornings like I used to do. I don't know, but I think I might. Z told me this morning, this is his last day there. He'll be coming home tomorrow, I believe. He's got to do a 12-mile rucksack, baby. 12. I said, ooh, rah, hoo, ah. Oh, yeah. See, they letting you know just because you're getting out of school doesn't mean that your army stops. Okay? Okay, so he 12-mile rucksack today. I think that's punishment. I mean, wait, I'm going home tomorrow, and you're gonna make me do a 12-mile rucksack. But I asked him, I said, "You got it under control?" He said, "I got it." That's all I wanted to hear. I got it. That's all I needed. Everything else didn't even matter. He said, I got it. That's our number right there if you want to give us a call, 521-2963. If you got something on your mind, want to talk about and stuff like that. So anyway, I don't really know where Fort Gordon is, but his mama's going to get him. Okay, me, I can't stand being in the highway anymore. Yeah, but she's going to get him and yeah, tomorrow. So he graduates tomorrow. Take plenty of pictures. I know. See, you guys think I'm a bad guy because I didn't go down there and watch the graduation. I know. I know. You think it is, but if you only knew my story, I was going down the freeway one day, right? I was going down the freeway one day, and I swore there was a big truck in front of me. And I hit on the brakes because I thought the truck was in front of me and it wasn't in front of me. And so I don't know what kind of eyesight that is, but I have to wear special glasses now. I don't have any. I lost them. And so now I got to go back to the optometrist. I did. I'm trying to get them go see my friend Hobson Cox over there and see if I can find some more of them glasses that I can go down the highway. I mean, man, I tell you, that scared me. I didn't know what was going on, and there wasn't no truck there, no place. And I don't do marijuana, so it couldn't have been my imagination. But I saw the truck there. I said, "Whoa, what's up with that?" So at that time, I said to myself, and it only happens after about 100 miles of of staring at the freeway. I can't, especially when it's gray and the clouds are gray too. I'm just lost out there driving on the freeway. Okay. As a matter of fact, for 10 years, I wouldn't even go on the freeway. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's a phobia. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is, but I'm working on it. But we talk every night, and he knows I love him dearly. So that ain't no big deal. But mommy. Now, most of us who, when we got out of basic training in AIT, they gave us a ticket home. And they're going to give him a ticket home too. But mommy wants you to go pick him up. I said, okay. Hey, 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 hey. She said, that's my baby. So he's a big baby. I mean, he's a big baby. I mean, like this big baby. Taller than me, bigger than I am, tougher than me. Could probably whoop me if he wanted to. Um, Okay, but mother's love is a mother's love, right? That's just it. That just you can't beat that. You can't beat it. You can't do nothing with it. You can't do nothing about it. It is what it is. So even if they get 60 something years old, they still and the mama is 86. You'll still say that's my baby. That baby sure eat a whole lot now. I'm just saying. Anyway, good morning to you. Hope this day finds you well. The lessons of life today, I is this. You know, we can choose courage or we can choose comfort. And we can have both of those, but you cannot do it at the same time. You either have to sacrifice or give up. Okay, but you cannot have courage and comfort at the same time. So just remember that is a lesson of life today. Courage or comfort. You can have both, but you cannot have them at the same time. Okay. And that is the dilemma that most of us find ourselves into, especially during this time of year, political season. Most of us find ourselves trying to have both of those at the same time. And you cannot have both of them at the same time. So just remember that. Just remember the lessons of life. You can choose courage or you can choose comfort, but you can't not have both, not at the same time. So you got to decide which one is more important to you. Good morning to you. I'm telling you about one of our sponsors right now this morning, and that would be who would that be? Who would that be? Okay, who would that be? You know who that would be. Okay, that would be One Stop Wireless. Okay, One Stop Wireless. You need a cell phone. Really, I mean, really, if you need, or if you have a cell phone in your house that's been there sitting there a while and you don't want to go buy a new one, that's fine. They can take that cell phone, whether it was on Verizon, whether it was on AT&T, where it was on whatever, they can turn your phone on without going through them. Okay, it's your phone. You ought to be able to do it. Okay, maybe you didn't finish paying for it, but that's okay. It's still yours. They don't want it back, so it's still yours. You can take it down there, and they'll put it on. They got $25 a month thing. They got a $35 a month thing and a $45 a month thing. It's up to you. Okay. So I'm just saying. Oh, and there's John. I like John. John wasn't in the army, but he's on time. I mean, I'm kind of you know I'm kind of let me get down my spot here, there, John, and
Oh yeah.
John Bowman. That is John Bowman, the CEO of Hope Inspired Ministry. We're gonna talk to him for a minute. Man, that wall in back here looks like government wall. I mean, put some pictures back there or something. Anyway, Hope Inspired Ministry. Give them a call. What is their number? It is 334-320-2988. 334-320-2988. Anyway, that is One Stop Wireless. All of your cell phone. They also sell you can also get internet, whole house internet for $45 a month. Okay, that's right. You can take it with you. So if you move or get put out, whichever one happens first, you can take your box with you and still have the internet. Even if you're outside, you can still have internet. So now you can still watch TV now through the internet if you get this box or the internet. Oh, hey, there we go. We like that. All right then. So next up is John Bowman. Let me get that number one more time. 334-320-2988. And while I'm here, John, what is the number at Hope Inspired Ministries? Because I don't have it by heart.
334-649-4330.
Okay, there we go. Hope Inspired Ministries. We got it. So, John, tell us a little bit about Hope Inspired Ministries.
Yeah, Hope Inspired Ministries, it's workforce development with a heavy dose of social work. You know, and this morning in my devotion, it was when the storm attacked the disciples. They were out there in the middle by themselves, and Jesus came walking up, and one of the disciples got out of the boat and started walking towards him, and he took his eyes off Jesus, and he began to sink. You know, I think that's the exact thing that happens in life. People take their eyes off Jesus, take their eyes off the way, and they begin to sink. You know, and what that looks like in real life is, you know, addiction issues, incarceration, homelessness, or some people that just can't keep a job. I heard the salute to the military this morning. You know, we get a lot of veterans who have seen some traumatic things and never had it dealt with, and then life happens and they begin to spiral out of control. And mental health is another issue, but we teach workforce development all while addressing those barriers in their lives on the side. Whether it's, just recently I took a young man who needed mental health. I drove him over to Caristar on Carmichael Road so that they could get the help that they needed. We provide them transportation so they can get to and from our class each and every day. And they're learning through that process as well, so they can continue that transportation to a job. We help them get identification. We took one yesterday to get a driver's license. So whatever the barriers are in their life, our staff, they walk alongside them and help them get those things. Going to court, we'll go to court to recruit, but we'll also go to court and let the judges know how our students are doing as well. But we've got a 9-week program. 6 weeks they're coming to class, and it's geared just like a job. They got a drug test coming in. We do background checks. And then week 7, 8, and 9, we're placing them on a job so that they can go out and really do what they were called to do. And you mentioned earlier sacrifice or give up, and a lot of times they have given up, but we teach them how to put in that work ethic so that they can thrive. Every morning we start with a devotion with our students, and we do the Purpose-Driven Life book so that our students know that they were created on purpose and for a purpose. And that's kind of the foundation for what we do each and every day. But we have a lot of volunteer opportunities. I started as a volunteer, volunteered there for about 6 years prior to coming to work there. But our volunteers help drive that as well. And you can volunteer from mere speaking. I used to speak to the students, and then I started mentoring. And we also have lunch providers, and our lunch provider today is well known to your audience. Kevin Elkins providing lunch today at the Montgomery campus, and the students are extremely grateful for that. And then another volunteer opportunity, I know you have a lot of employers that listen to your show, and we're constantly looking for employers to give our students a second chance in life. But that's kind of who we are in a nutshell, Kevin.
Now you said something that caught my attention. The class. That's part of the process. I mean, you don't get to come just to sit around. You guys take them by the hand and teach them, because there are people out there that I found it hard to believe that have never really had a job or have hustled. And hustling is good, but you can't put it on a resume. Okay. So tell us about what kind of classes do you guys, and listen, let's get the most important thing here. We don't charge those students anything.
It's the value of the class is about $2,500 because that's what it costs us, but it doesn't cost the student anything.
Right. We still got to pay for it. We
do, but for a student, who may be listening, or you may know, to get a $2,500 value for free. I'm kind of a thrifty guy. You have to be in a nonprofit world, but that speaks my language. But the process you mentioned is so real. We've got a thing on our wall that says, the 10 things that require zero talent. And the number one thing on that list is the very thing that every employer I ever talked to says. And it is show up. The number one thing that employers say is, John, I need somebody that I can, rely on to show up to work each and every day. And so our class, though we're teaching them skills, we run it like a job. They have to show up at 8:30, and that's when class starts. So if they're 8:35, then they get written up. And if you look at a job, and I always use the auto manufacturers, assembly line, if that assembly line starts at 8 o'clock and you get there at 8:30, they had to stop it. And that stoppage will cost the organization money, and that's taking money out of the employees' hands. But to really show up and put that work effort in each and every day. And if they're doing that during class, then they've set a pattern over 6 weeks that can roll over to a job. So, people do come in as hustlers, and a lot of times I see the hustling as their tires are just spinning. They're moving, but they're not going anywhere because they're working in so many things, and they'll jump from a job to a job, thinking they're, doing a good thing. But if they would slow down, sharpen themselves up, they can begin to grow within one organization. So they don't have to jump from entry level to entry level to entry level. They can grow up to middle management. And then if they change jobs, they're going to go over to another middle management. If they get up into upper management, they'll transfer over to upper management. But to really stay and grow roots and trust the process and apply the things that you learn.
Who are we looking for? Who
Mm.
are we looking for? Is there an age limit? Is there too young or too old? What kind of people are we looking for to put into Hope Inspired Ministries?
Well, we do three things: recruit, train, and employ. And the recruit piece is what you're talking about. And we're looking for anyone 18 and up. Now, we have had some younger come in that the judge sent to us, or that they could not go to school. But 18 and up is who we're looking for. And, our average age of our student is 34 to 54. So we've had some obviously older than 54, but that's about our medium age. And, I've had one guy to come through that was 67, and he was homeless. So it's never too late to get it right. But you may know someone within that age that really needs to maybe have, started to sink, like Peter did when he took his eyes off of Jesus. And we can help them get back on their feet. Many times you may say, why don't that guy just get a job? Well, it's hard. It's harder than that, when they've got all these struggles in their lives. But I guarantee you there's listeners out there right now that know people that need to come to Hope Inspired Ministries, that need to get back on their feet. And that's who we want to help. That's what our staff is skilled at. That's what they've been given talents to do. And we want to strip away all of the lies that Satan has put on them and really put them back into their full potential. But if you know somebody, please give us a call. Go to our website, call Kevin. He can get them to us. But it's a much need for individuals out there to get back on their feet.
Mm-hmm. It sure is. And we also need, as far as meals are concerned, a lot of our students, your students, excuse me.
They're Irish, Kevin. You're on.
Yeah. Well,
you're my boss, Kevin.
Yeah, you're right. A lot of the people that come in there, they need a lot of help. But one of the things that Hope Inspired Ministry does, they do provide a meal for at least one. And somebody, we would like for you guys, if you guys can, provide a meal for it, because they eat every day. Okay, every day they get a meal, whether they get one any place else or not. They know if they show up and for the Hope Inspired Ministry for their classes and their instruction, they will get to eat that day. And I got to tell you something. You don't know what not eating is until you're not eating. Okay. So, and if I can get them, and we don't charge them anything, but the cost is there, and we're looking for volunteers, people to come out and one of the things John taught me when I got over there, even though he's a youngster, got over there, is that your story. People need to know that other people have gone through the same thing and come out the other side much better for it. And you need to tell your story to some of these people, no matter, even if you think it's not important. Okay, you need to tell your story, because we need speakers. Speakers come over and talk to. Sometimes the littlest thing. I'm gonna give you an example. I'm going in the car one day. There's a guy sitting on the freeway, not on the freeway, on Atlanta Highway, selling newspapers. He was ready to quit that day because they wasn't making no money. Well, I went in my ashtray because I'm like everybody else. I take all this money, all my change I get from all the stores, and I put it in an ashtray. But that day, this guy was ready to quit, and I gave him all the change that was in my ashtray so he could sell it. So if he hadn't sold one paper all day long, he was good with that. And you know what? The next time I saw him, he said, I stayed because you helped me out. I said, really? Now, what I was doing was insignificant to me. It would just change. But kind of find out, what about $10 in there? I don't know what it was. So we need people to come tell their story to help out whatever they can. And even if you think that your story is insignificant, there is somebody out there that will take something away from you. Okay. The fact that you there talking means a lot. Okay. And again, that number is, if you write this number, I got it on the screen, 649-4330. Okay. They can use a meal. We're not talking about caviar. We're not talking about, Boston butt or whatever the case may be. Or whatever you can, maybe a couple of you guys can get together out there and put your patch, we call it patch, put your money together. And then you can help the other folks. I'm just telling you, I'm telling people, you never know. It takes one car accident. It takes one fire. Okay, like Woodley Terrace a couple weeks ago, right before Christmas. And, you never know what lies ahead of you. And these people, some of them have gone through some traumatic things. Did you know that losing a parent can take some people from or losing a child can take some people from the heights of euphoria to the depths of despair. I mean, and they can't get out of it. They can't get Hope Inspired Ministry will help you. We the folks over there are what's that word y'all say, the hands and feet of God. I mean, you guys do an outstanding job. You really do. You got patience. If you're willing to come there, if you're willing to come and put in the work, you just can't show up. Now you gotta put in the work. We're gonna make sure you ain't hungry while you're there, and if you are hungry, we're gonna feed you. But you gotta be willing to put in the work, and we need somebody to provide meals, once a month if you can do that. Get your buddies together. We don't tell you what to bring, but just bring spam.
Yeah, I had a guy call me yesterday, and he signed up to do 4 meals a year. He wanted to do it quarterly. Him and a group of guys, and they come and they cook out.
Okay, I remember. Yeah, I remember. Yeah,
but it is, to our students, it's the only hot meal a lot of them get. And if there's leftovers, they're taking them home. But I'll never forget one day, we had I think it was the Wharf. Somebody brought Wharf seafood in, and it was just a lot of food. And he FaceTimed one of his friends and said, "Look what you get here." And if you look at Jesus in the Bible, he fed them physically before he fed them spiritually. And that is this young man who videoed his friend and said, "Hey, can you come here to get food?" And Willie asked online, "Can you talk about the broken window syndrome?" In the police world, there was in New York City, they had the broken window theory. And, it was when they put a car in any neighborhood, it had all windows intact and they stayed intact. But when they broke one window, and it didn't really matter which neighborhood, that one window turned into 2 windows and 3 windows and 4 windows. You can see it in the neighborhoods and real buildings. When you have a dilapidated building and left untouched, that building will spread to the neighbor's house because they typically end up moving, and then that house becomes dilapidated and it begin to spread. Well, the same thing happens to broken lives. When you got one broken life, left unfixed, it'll turn into 2 broken lives, and you get into generational poverty. But how do you fix those real broken windows? You go in there and you repair that broken window, and it never turns into 2 windows. And the same way with lives, that's the power that we have of changing one life. You have the power to change an entire generation. And we've seen kids come in whose parents came through our program. I've seen uncles come in whose nephews come through the program. So how do you change the issues in our community? You do it one life at a time. And that's the power that God has entrusted in us. That's why we're the hands and feet of Jesus.
Not only do we have, not only are you director over the campus here in Montgomery, but also if you're looking at this podcast and you happen to live in Birmingham, you happen to live in Wilcox County, whatever the case may be, we got more schools, those places. Where are you located locally?
Yeah, well, even in the Montgomery area, we got more than the Montgomery campus. Sheriff Cunningham lets us come into the county jail, so we're teaching the men and the women there. Yesterday, we went and recruited inside the Montgomery City Jail, but we're also at the Alabama Department of Youth Services. So those young men out there come from really all over the state. And so we're able to work with them and then work with them when they get out, wherever they may go to help them get into the workforce. And then we're in Lowndes County. So we are in Hayneville, but we serve all of Lowndes County. We have individuals that come from just outside the county into our program to help them get back into the workforce. And Lowndes County is very rural. And then we've got our northern campuses as well, one in Birmingham. It's kind of in the northern area, right between north side and as well as Eastlake and Ensley, West End, kind of centrally located there. And then we're at the Bibb Correctional Facility. So, I've had some people reach out to me whose their loved one was incarcerated. And we do have a campus inside of that correctional facility teaching those men in there. And then we have addiction. You heard me mention earlier, we partner with the Foundry, which is a Christ-centered residential addiction treatment program. And they are in Bessemer and Coleman. So we have staff at both of those locations teaching those individuals to really help them get back on their feet. We just had a young man that went through the Foundry, and they come from all over the state as well. And he came back to Montgomery and came to our office, and we was able to help get him plugged into employment as well.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. What are we in need of most from our listening audience, our viewing? What are we in need of most at Hope Inspired Ministries?
Well, I'll mention first. Obviously, it doesn't cost the students anything, so we're raising that money, and we actually have a fundraiser coming up. It's called Meals to Mission, but we will raise funds, and then we will pack 10,000 meals in Montgomery, and we're going to send the majority of those to Jamaica, which was recently hit by a hurricane. Mm-hmm. But the front end piece of that is to raise the money for Hope Inspired Ministries and for us to pack those meals. And it's kind of like a local mission project. A bunch of people have to come out. If you imagine packing 10,000 dry meals, it takes a lot of hands. But if you would like to do that, please call me. If you'd like to participate in that, we need a lot of people doing that. We're going to do one in Montgomery and one in Birmingham, and packing meals at both locations. So a total of 20,000 meals. So that's going to be a huge blessing. And we've actually are talking to a young man here from Jamaica so we can hear firsthand from him. But then the volunteer piece, the meals. I can't tell you how many people get to graduation and talk about the meals that were brought to them, or something that a speaker said in a single classroom, or even that their mentor did. But I always say, if you want a blessing, you have to be a blessing. And I can say firsthand, God blessed me through volunteering at Hope Inspired Ministries. But also the student that you're talking to will also be blessed. So volunteering with us will change our students' lives, but it'll also change your life. So I encourage you to reach out. You can reach out to me right there at 649-4330. And I will, if I don't answer or leave a message, I'll call and get back to you. But I'd love to have you participate in any one of those projects.
Yeah. And there's no endeavor that is too small. If you have 1 hour a month that you can put in, we have what's called mentorship, where you come over, we give you a student, and you can talk to them and get to know them. They can get to know you a little bit. No financial obligation. Just sometimes they just need to hear the word. They need to hear that they can do it.
Yeah.
Okay. Because and so you just come over and talk to them during lunch, something like that. So just call that number on the screen, 334-649-4330, and they'll be glad to pick up the phone. And they do answer the phone over there.
They do. And Kevin, you mentioned earlier about losing a parent or a child. One of the things we do is called a life map. And, I would, if you can do nothing else, just come see me over there and let me give you a tour. But on our walls is the life map. Every student does a life map when they come to the very first week in the program, and they have to draw out their life. And you'll see commonalities between everybody there. But very common early on, you'll see a tombstone with RIP on it. And a lot of times it's a loved one that had died. And that's what started their trend down, or that's what spend their life out of time. And that's what they turn back to an addiction to, or that's when they quit their job. So those are traumatic events. And the mentoring piece, I was shocked and surprised that I was just a cheerleader in there, listening to, we'd pair the men up to men and women up to women, but to sit across another young man and encourage him and tell him that, he has value, and tell him that God created him on purpose and for a purpose. And all of a sudden you can see this man who has lost hope begin to stand up a little bit straighter. So it means the world to hear another godly man pour into him. That's what we're all made for. Unfortunately, we have some individuals out there who don't have that. So, to have even to our ladies, a godly woman to come in and explain to her how they're supposed to act and how they're supposed to be.
Mm-hmm. And I just can't overemphasize that your words that come from you, not us, because people have a tendency sometimes to think that the people in these high positions, such as John's, got there overnight. Didn't cost him nothing. He didn't have to, But John was on Montgomery. He was one of them people who wore a star at the Montgomery Police Department. So he was a big shot over there. But even big shots, okay, come down off that pedestal sometimes and help us poor folks.
Well, nothing. Hey, Kevin, nothing replaces sweat equity, no matter where you are.
No matter where you are, that's true too. And you certainly have, man. You certainly have. And you told me something one day when we started talking when I was referred to you guys. Helping people helps you more than it helps them.
It does.
And and it really did. I mean, to actually have people listen to you, and when we share our stories with these students over there, it is just so. It is refreshing. It is exhilarating, and it is moving. And you don't know what you'll find out is that everybody, I tell you cannot meet a person in the whole wide world that does not have something in common with you.
Yeah.
We all have something in common. Let's take the time out sometimes and figure out what it is.
Yeah. Many times, you may not have had an addiction issue. You may never been homeless, but you've been through something. And that's what I always tell the students, look, my life is different than your life. But the only difference is I know obstacles are going to come, struggles are going to come, but I know God will bring me through it. And when you start sharing your own story, whatever struggles you may have had, to them, and it kind of gives them a roadmap to hope. When someone loses hope, that's difficult.
Yeah,
very difficult.
It's difficult. And like Willie said, poverty doesn't discriminate. That I've seen every ethnicity in the program at one time or another. I have too. And you know what? We don't care. we don't care where you've been. I think that's the woman said, it ain't where I've been, it's where I'm going. Okay.
Yeah.
That's what Hope Inspired Ministries are for. So not where you've been, but it's where you're going. And that's what they try to do. But again, I cannot overemphasize this. Nothing comes easy. You have to be willing to put in the work. One thing I told Z before he left with the basic training, because I didn't really have to tell him, I knew the stock he came from. We're not going to quit. If you start it, let's finish it. Let's see it through. Yeah, there will be some difficult days, but I'm going to tell you something about John Bowman and the staff at Hope Inspired Ministry. They will do whatever they can, and sometimes they're kind of miraculous, whatever they can to help you get your life together. And if it's not you, then maybe it's somebody that you know. But you need to get in touch with this office, okay? And don't give up, because they won't give up on you.
Yeah.
Okay? They won't give up on you. But
let me say this too. We're all, or either our children or our loved ones, are 1 or 2 decisions away from needing help. So you never know when trouble is going to come. You never know when struggle is going to come. I've seen people come to us from a successful background, maybe with an injury, and it started a downward spiral to an addiction issue, and it led them to coming to us. So don't ever think it's them. It could be us.
That's right. And as we saw right before Christmas, those people at Woodley Terrace,
Yeah.
it was almost Christmas and everybody's in a good mood and we think we're on top of the world. I'll tell you something, ladies and gentlemen, that world can turn around real quick.
Mm-hmm.
And Hope Inspired Ministry is there. If your world has turned around from the direction that you were going and you want to get back on that direction, you give these guys a call, 649-4330, and I'll keep giving that number out. John Bowman is the executive director. I think executive director. Yeah.
Executive director.
Executive director. And again, whether it's Birmingham, or we got a couple in Montgomery, if you're at DYS, or if you're in the jail, whatever the case may be, they will reach out to you if you want to change your life. Okay. And change doesn't come quickly sometimes, but it does happen. It's kind of like an aircraft carrier. You don't see the aircraft carrier turning. Next thing you know, it's going the other way. Okay.
It's not a jet ski.
It ain't a jet ski. No, it ain't. John, thank you very much for joining us this morning. We appreciate you. And again, that number again is 649-4330. Now, John's not always in. He's out in the road. Whoever picks up the phone can help you.
Yes.
You don't really just have to talk to John. Even I can't reach John all the time. Okay. And like you said, I'm his boss. Okay. Not really. But
I'm one phone call away, Kevin.
One phone call away. John Bowman, the executive director of Hope Inspired Ministries. You've heard from him, and now let us hear from you. Okay, help us out. We just if we can just get one person today, one person on this day to come and call up and say, "Hey, I can give my story. I can put an hour in a month, an hour in a month." And if everybody that we meet today can give us an hour, you know what? That'd be pretty good. If you got clothes, nice clothes that you don't wear anymore, and you want to donate, because we also have a day where we dress up and go to work, right? Don't we have
Dress for Success Thursday?
Right. So they can always use. I got these things back in my closet, got a tie and stuff to go with. I'm trying to figure out what they are. Then the other day, I finally figured it out. They're suits. So, I don't ever wear one. But I will. But whatever you can do, whether it is money, and you always money. I don't care. We got all these commercials on TV. Hey, send $20 a month. Well, I'm gonna ask you the same thing. Can you send $20? Can you afford $20 a month to donate to Hope Inspired Ministries? And I'm gonna tell you something. There are a lot of 501c3 organizations in this city. I don't know one, and I'm not saying there isn't one. I don't know one that has the impact of Hope Inspired Ministries. I just don't know. And they probably are. I mean, I don't know everybody. That's why I used to say, them churches ain't doing nothing. I don't know what all them churches doing. Okay. So I had to smack my own self. I don't know what they're doing. It ain't my business what they're doing. Okay. So $20 a month, you know what, would be okay. But you call that number right there, they'll tell you where to send it. Okay. Do you take Cash App? Do you take Venmo? What do you take? You take anything?
You can give online. There's some different ways, or the old fashioned check way. But you can go to our website, a secure location. There's also a store on there too, where we got some hymn swag, if you want to get some hymn swag as well.
Well, yeah, I didn't even know that.
Yeah, it's just released. Released.
Okay, so we can get a shirt, a Hope Inspired Ministry shirt and stuff like that.
Shirt, pullover, hats. We even got a Valentine red hymn shirt. So
okay, well, I'm gonna be get me something, because now I can do that. See, I can go online and do that kind of thing. Anyway, John Bowman, the Chief Executive Officer of Hope Inspired Ministries. You want to change your life? Well, first of all, it starts with you having the desire to. And if you're willing to put in the work, okay, show up every day, okay. Hope Inspired Ministries. Our staff, I wish they were all back behind you, but I don't see anybody. So we can next time we'll like to meet them all online, and so people who know who they're going to be dealing with over there. But they're a good group of people, ladies and gentlemen. John, thank you very much for taking time out your busy day, because I know you're always busy. You live in your car and you sleep in your chair. I got you. Anyway, so thank you.
Thanks, Kevin.
And that number once again, is 334-649-4330. So give those guys a gun. And John is so nice to me. I don't know why he is though. Hey, John, I've been here a long time. You didn't ever put me in jail, did you?
Well, Kevin, you remember that one? No, I'm not going to. I'm trying to
Okay.
figure the statute of limitation on that.
Yeah,
Kevin.
yeah. That's okay. Let's not even go back that far right now. Then okay, I got it. 91. All right. Anyway, Hope Inspired Ministry, John Bowman. We're gonna kick him from the studio now. Well, we ain't really kicking him from the studio. We're letting him go back and get to his going back to being the hands and feet of Christ, doing what they do best. Thanks, John.
That's right. Thank you, Kevin.
Mhm.
See you.
All right. All righty then. Good morning. Good morning. Well, it's 8:02 in the morning. A lot of other things to talk about if you want to, but I love being part of it. That's the only organization I'm actually part of. Okay, that's the only thing. It's the only one I've ever volunteered for because I wanted to do something that was significant, or at least have an ability to use whatever talents I had, which ain't a whole lot of them to tell you the truth, to help these guys. But the Hope Inspired Ministries, again, you give them a call right there, and we got a website, Hope Inspired Ministries. Just go to Google, type in Hope Inspired Ministries in Montgomery, Alabama, and you can see the whole program online and stuff like that. So just go him, H.I.M, him. Hope Inspired Ministries. Good morning to all of you out there this morning. I want to glad he came on. Good morning, Ricky, down in Georgia. Ricky was one of those guys. Ricky was a young man who would get on the bus every night and go home from school because he didn't have a car, and he learned how to be a air conditioned man. He would hand carry his tool bags on a Montgomery Transit bus, and now he's a big time supervisor down in Georgia, someplace. He's a guy, and when we well, I didn't do nothing. I gave him a ride home every once in a blue moon, but other than that, he's a really good kid. And there are a lot of people out here to just need a hand up. That's it. And Hope Inspired Ministries is that hand up, but you gotta be willing to put in the work. Okay, John Bowman, Hope Inspired Ministries. Now, let me tell y'all something this morning that I found. I was looking through yesterday. I'll tell you something. You know, I was watching a video last night. I couldn't believe what I was seeing, but a man. I should call John Aston this guy. A man and a woman were sitting in a park. I forgot what city they were in. It wasn't it wasn't in Alabama. They were sitting in a park. They were new. They was driving through the city, and it was dark. And the policeman came up and said, "You're going to get a ticket because we don't have people in the park at night." And so now I understand the woman's concern. Wait a minute, we're not from here. We don't know that. He said, "Well, sorry about that." He said, "It sucks to be you," and he wrote him a ticket. And the woman said, "Well, she's not going to sign the ticket." So she didn't sign the ticket. He kept telling her, "Ma'am, you have to sign the ticket. Um, if you don't sign the ticket, I'm going to arrest you," which was a dumb thing to have to do to people anyway who don't even know about your law. I don't know. Can people who are driving through your city and violate one of your ordinance that is specific to your city, um, I mean, really, a regular policeman would say, "Well, ma'am, well, since you're coming through town, you don't know about our law here. I'm gonna give you some slack here, okay?" And so, but they didn't. He didn't, and it was a brother. It was a brother man, and talking to a sister man and a brother man, and he gave him a ticket. Well, the woman, and I was trying to find it, show it to you what it said, but I couldn't find it once I lost it. I found it on YouTube. It wasn't even AI. I knew this was real. So the woman said, "I'm not going to sign that." He said, "Well, ma'am, if you do not sign the ticket, I've got to put you in. I'm going to arrest you." Okay. Um, I think there is I think there is something to ignorance of the law. If I'm not from your city, I was tired. I pulled over to a park and sat down on the bench, even though it was a little dark. But that's what I'm doing. Logic and reason and common sense would tell you, you know what? You can't hold them to the same standard as somebody who lives there. Okay, because judges that I see on the benches all the time are ignorant of the law. That's why they have to have a computer up there so they can look up the law before they render a judgment. So I don't know if that saying is true or not, but I do know that now, if there's ever a case where the mad black woman syndrome came out, it was on this case. Because when the police officer, I mean, he was kind of nice. He was kind of nice. He said, "Listen, if you don't sign the ticket, I have to take you to jail." Now, just for being in the park after dark, she said, "Well, I don't. How do we know? How we're supposed to know? We're not from here, okay?" But he did. He did. He gave her every chance to sign the ticket. She said, "Well, I'm not signing the ticket." I got a point here in a second. I'll tell you. I got to tell you what the point is. I'm not signing the ticket. And what's your badge number? Well, he gave her a badge number a couple of times. Okay, well, I didn't even know what your badge number. He gave her the badge number again. Then after a while, he got said, "Listen, I'm not giving you my badge number anymore. I've given it to you many, many times. You just want to argue." Okay. So here's what happened. Her husband was with her. And I don't blame the husband, but if he did what he wanted to do, he'd end up shot all over a stupid ticket for a park, for sitting in the park. He'd have been shot or he'd been in jail right beside her. Okay. So this woman, so what is my point here? You cannot learn the law looking at YouTube. Okay? You can't learn the law looking at YouTube. Some people think the crap they hear on YouTube is reality. The reality is, at that moment, on that street, in that place, that police officer is in charge. Okay. All she had to do was sign the stupid ticket and never come back to that city again in her life. Just sign the stupid ticket. But no. She had the black woman syndrome, the mad black woman syndrome. She cussing them out and all these kinds of things. And now she in jail. Okay. So you cannot learn law looking at YouTube. Your ass is going to end up on the ground in jail or something. Please. Okay, if you're not a lawyer, and even lawyers, I've seen them not really argue on the internet. Okay, you cannot learn law on the internet. Okay, you can research it, but you can't learn it because the thing about our country, our system is that it can say something and mean exactly the opposite, such as shall or may. That makes a big difference in the law. He shall do this. He may do this. Well, what does that mean? That means he might want to do it. He might not want to do it. I don't know. But anyway, so stop trying to learn the law on YouTube. You will end up in jail, okay, or shot, or whatever the case may be. Okay, and I realize lawyers are expensive, but we got AI now. Okay, we got AI. You can learn. You can look up anything, case, all that stuff on the internet. Use that phone for more than taking pictures and recording policemen. Use it to look up stuff. Okay, because you cannot learn the law. Okay. Now here's my problem though, and I don't know if we got a police officer out. If we got a police officer, am I really to be held accountable if I'm driving through your city? I don't know you have a law that says you can't be in the park after that unless it was posted when they and he didn't say it was posted, so I don't know if you can hold me accountable for something I do not know, have no way of knowing. I'm a visitor to your city. Is that legal? Uh, uh, so I don't know. Let's say so. Alabama has permitless carry for firearms. Travel to New York with an unregistered firearm, and you get felony charges. Uh, well, guns are one thing. Sitting in the park, guns are instruments of destruction. I can understand that with New York, but again, the I thought the law said they could. I think you can carry. I thought the Supreme Court ruled that you even in New York you have a right to carry a weapon on your person. I think they did, but we'll see. But you make a point. You do make a point. But how in God's name am I supposed to know about a local ordinance? I'm passing through your town and I don't know all of your law. I'm just coming through here. I got tired, had to use the bathroom, had to whatever I had to do, and now I'm getting a ticket for setting in and God's open acres, a park. There's something wrong with that. But I understand about the permitless weapon and none concealed and concealed and all that kind of stuff. Because New York don't play that, but it ain't stopped anybody in New York for carrying one like Los Angeles. Everybody's still carrying them, so that's not a big deal. But again, ladies and gentlemen, do not take your legal advice from YouTube. Okay, just don't do it. At that moment, at that moment, that officer is the one who happens to be in charge. Okay, I'm just telling you, don't do it. It's just not worth. It's not worth the hassle that you have to go through in order to get it done. All right, it's just not. Just shut up. Just sign the guy said sign the ticket and keep moving. Don't ever come back. You ain't coming back no way. Okay. I mean, it's probably the name of the town was Podunk. I mean, you're probably not coming back there anyway. So don't try to learn law through um, through the internet. Okay, I'm just saying. Okay, and I don't even believe in I don't even believe in law school that much because most of the lawyers can't even tell you all the laws that there is. They make more laws than anything I know. But anyway, okay, that's my advice for today. Do not try to learn law on the side of the street with a police officer, and where he may not know all the law, but he know he finna arrest you. Okay, so that's what they do. So don't try to learn law. Okay, hey Huntsville. Now Huntsville has got the. Why is this a big deal to you? She was a black lady. Yes, she was. Yes, she was. Because listen, okay, we may not want to admit this to ourselves. Okay, we may not, and I realize that a lot of black women gonna get mad at me when I say this, but black women are something to deal with sometimes. I mean, they something to deal with now. In in Minnesota, it's the white women who are crazy. Okay, okay, in Minnesota, the white women are crazy right now. Okay, I mean they really crazy as hell. But black women notoriously have attitudes. That's why they call it the mad black woman syndrome. What's it? Mad M B and W S. Anyway, whatever it is. I mean, and listen, and we can, we can think that that's not true, but it is. That's a black man. Okay, that's what I'm saying. A real man. I ain't talking about a wimp man. I ain't talking about a man who don't know whether or not he's a woman or a man. I'm just telling you. You are going too far with that. You can say what you want to say. I've been black for 68 years. I've known black women for at least 69, for at least 69 and 67 of them years. And I'll tell you, black women are different. They got attitudes. I don't care what anybody said. Have you seen Facebook lately? Did you see the one over the weekend where they were stabbing people and throwing things at people at this guy's club up in Prattville? It happens all over the country. Black women, and they get on Facebook and do it and act like it's something to be proud of. Not all women, okay, not all women, but we got a group of black women this generation below me that just woo. And I don't care what you say. See, this ain't radio. I can say it because it's true. Okay, that's how many brothers in jail down there right now who got put there by a black woman who lied on them and said he hit me. He hit me and he ain't hit nobody. So don't give me that crap. Yeah, they do. Don't. Okay, that's right. The Longhorn up in Prattville is a classic example. Number a whole bunch of women fighting, black women. Now, I'm with you. I didn't say. I'm with you. We got some white Karens out there too that absolutely crazy. We got some in Minnesota, but I'm talking about right here in Montgomery. I've seen it. I've seen it for years. I mean, the mad black woman syndrome is not a fictitious diagnosis. We got it. And so, and this woman on this particular, if I can find it, I'm going to show it to you. Uh, are are you for knife reform? No, 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 no. Listen, I don't have a problem with people carrying concealed weapons. I don't. But I think you need a license to do it. I need to know that you got a gun. Okay, there are mad black women when they do not fall for your lies. Okay, listen. Let me find it. let me find this. Let me find this. You're going too far now. Yeah, right. Well, okay. Sorry about that one. My mother was black, and trust me, she used to have some issues too, getting mad. So listen, this ain't something fictitious. This is real. Okay, I'm just telling. And this woman on this day, she in jail right now because she couldn't shut up and say, "Hey," the guy said, "Listen, just sign the ticket. Just sign the ticket." And this has happened over and over and over. And well, I want to see your supervisor. I want to do this. Okay. Well, I don't. I guess I don't. And again, I'm not saying that they don't, but black folks going to jail quicker than white people will. Okay. So we got to cuss out the brother. We got to cuss out the police officer. We got to cuss out everybody. We got to talk about your mom and your daddy, slap somebody. I mean, listen, I'm just telling you. That's just where it is. Now, tell me I'm wrong. You can tell me I'm wrong all you want to. Go. All you can do is go on YouTube, Instagram, or Twitch, what all this, and you see, especially Facebook. My lord, especially, and then and all these little videos from Africa. They're from Africa, Jamaica, where they from. Uh, they slapping the hell out of a brother. Brother ain't got to do nothing. They can walk down there, bam, slap him. You know, I mean, come on. It is what it is. Okay, it is what it is. Okay, so that is what it is. So I'm just saying, when you get asked to do something, just do it. Okay, you can always fight about it later. It is better to be able to go home that night, be mad as you want to be, but just shut up. This woman got her husband in trouble. She got in trouble because the man is going to protect his wife. He gonna do that. I mean, that's just he's supposed to do that. But you can't protect yourself when you got a whole police department that's coming after you. You can't do it. Okay, and so a woman shouldn't put her man in that position where and that was one. But it ain't just been one black woman. Okay, it ain't just been one. But I'm not saying all black women either. But I'm telling you, black women got the syndrome. Okay, especially those under 50, under 55. Oh yeah, they got it. Yeah, they got the syndrome. Okay, they do. Right. Like you. See, you got it right now. See how mad you are, Camille? See how mad you are right now? See, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Okay. See, you mad too. Now Joe's a Democrat, so he gonna take up for them women. Okay. And I ain't mad at him. Our job is to take up for women. That's fine. Okay. Well, I'm gonna okay. I am going to find the story and I'm gonna show you the story after because I meant to. Some reason I didn't put it in it, but I mean I watched that story 3 and 4 times. I watched that woman sit there go from 0 to 100 miles per hour in a matter of seconds because all the officers said you're not admitting anything, but you have to sign the ticket. I'm not signing the ticket. You know how we do. I'm not signing the ticket. Okay. He said, well, ma'am, if you don't sign the ticket, I have to take you to jail. And her coming out her, I'm not signing it. And then he said, well, put your hands behind your back. Oh, Lord, have mercy. Then came the boo-hooing. What you do that for? What you do that? The man sat there and told you he gonna put your ass in jail if you don't sign the ticket. She said, I ain't signing it. I'm not stereotyping. If it is true, it is not stereotyping. Okay. And we got some young women today, 55 and below, who just go from 0 to 100 miles an hour because because of their attitude, not because they got any proof, not because the guy's doing something wrong. If man told me, well, you did something wrong, you didn't know you did something wrong, chances are when you go to court, the judge will probably throw it out because you knew to the town. But I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna find it. Tonight. I'm gonna find it, and I'm gonna put it in play it tomorrow. Let you see what I'm telling you about. I'm telling you, we got some issues sometimes. We got some issues sometimes. Facts make you say I'm angry. What? Every ethnic group has women with attitudes. Well, that's true. But we got a special kind of attitude. Our women have a special kind of attitude. It ain't just a regular attitude of being pissed off. I mean, white women go, man, I don't know, they may go from 0 to 50, but we go from 0 to 100 quickly. Okay, quickly. Oh, she sounded like she had white privilege. Well, I don't know. Listen. I'm going to find the video, and I'm going to try to find it tonight and play it again because I'm telling you, uh, she ended up getting her husband in trouble, her in trouble, all because she wouldn't shut up. Okay. I mean, if an officer says, all you have to do is sign the ticket. I know you're not from here. I know you're not from here, but it is against the law in this city. You can't be in the park after dark. Well, she told him, well, we didn't know that. He said, well, that may be so, but it's against the law in this city. And well, what's your badge number? Like that really means something. By the time you get to jail, you'll know his badge number real good. All you had to do was sign the stupid ticket, and you ain't never coming back there anyway. And you don't want to come back, so just send them a check for $50, whatever it was, and call it a learned experience. Okay, but now she had to fight the police. She had the she got you all. She just had to do that. That's right. And right now liberal white women got your man. Yeah, I'm mad at them. You know, I saw one I saw one in Minnesota. These people ran up to a man's car, tried to pull him out the car. A bunch of women too. Pull him out the car. If he shot every last one of them, I'd have felt all right about it. I mean, the guy, because he was saying something that they didn't like. I mean, in a speech, and he should have had a gun and shot them all. Okay, they are going to pull him out of his car. Okay, well, how can conservative black white women have people? I'm not mad at them. Most of them are pretty reasonable people. Okay, it's the liberals. Okay, it wasn't Podunk. It was in Atlanta, wherever it was. All I know is it is what it is. Move on from this man. Well, I'm going to move, but I got to get the point across. Okay, who killed his brother over a video game? Well, no, that's true too. And again, we have what's okay. The bottom line is that I don't really notice them. I notice people who look like me because they look like me and they represent our race when you do stupid things like that. And you can say they don't if you don't want to. We do. If I go out right now and kill 28 people, they can say them black folks just mad. Okay, that's what they'll say. Okay, so me, I don't like being behavior that looks bad upon all of us, and it does. Y'all can say all that crap all you want. Well, I didn't do it. Okay, your guy is on TV. I don't care. I don't care what he giving a speech on. As a matter of fact, I'm trying to figure out what this Greenland thing is. Why does the man want Greenland? I'm just worried. I mean, are we are we buying countries now? He talking about leasing it. I just, Trump kind of confuses me sometimes. We can't handle our own land we got, and we want to rent some more land called Greenland. That one got me. That one got me. Greg, why do we need Greenland? Can you tell me why we need Greenland and why we want to pay for it? Okay, and now he's mad because he ain't getting the. Again, like I said, I don't agree with everything Trump does, but I agree with his basic philosophy. Okay, and we will get Greenland. Mark my word. But why do we need it? We can take care of Minnesota. Why do we need Greenland? Give me a rhyme or reason why anybody would think us taking Greenland as a responsibility somehow makes sense. I just don't. I don't get it. Secure. I can understand security reasons, but why do we need to own the country? Why do we go in partnership with the country of Greenland? I mean, own it? Hell, we can't even fix the problem in Minnesota right now. Okay, all them idiots up there, a bunch of white women up there too, hurting people. Running over cops. I mean, what? Huh. I mean, so do we really want to add more to this? Really? We really? I'm fascinated. Old guy doesn't have anything else to do but stir up stuff in the world. Okay, so why do we need it? Why do we need it? Greenland is between us and Russia, and so is The Aleutian Islands, of course, we do own the Aleutian Islands. At least we think we do them anyway. We can't move them. Okay, she didn't run over. There was a case where actually this woman, and you haven't seen that one yet, actually ran into a cop head on and knocked him off a mountain, knocked him off a hill. Yeah, yes, she did. I'll show that to you later on. Okay, I'm just saying. Yeah, so I'm not making this stuff up. These are things I realize, and this was a white woman. Okay, she's a little bit crazy. Okay, she's a little bit crazy. Okay, so why do I want to look behind me? Okay, I can already see behind me already. Yeah, I can see behind me. Okay. Anyway, so much for that. There are other things to talk about, but I'm just saying we can't ever be honest in the hood. Okay, we need Greenland for the Golden Dome. Well, go to Notre Dame. We got a Golden Dome. I mean, go ask for theirs. Okay, go ask for theirs because they Notre Dame's got a Golden Dome right there in South Bend, and I'm pretty sure they don't mind sharing it. Okay. Okay. What else? The lady shot in Minnesota did not run over. She went in the direction of that officer. Now I realize, and this came from us from CNN or CBS One, where they actually took the film frame by frame and showed you she was headed in the general direction of that police officer. So now y'all got the man, y'all got the liberal women syndrome out there. You can say all you want to say, but yeah, she did. She had it to run him over. He had to get out the way really really quick. He didn't jump. He was already in front of the car. That's right, to stop her from going to moving forward. If you and I, if you and I were in our car and the police here in Montgomery said stop, and we were stopped, and all of a sudden we proceeded to move forward, and a police officer in front of that car, they're going to shoot you. Because to them, and I don't know if I blame them, you look like you're going to run the brother over. Okay? So I'm sorry. Mm-mm, mm-mm. Yes, she did. But I'll show you that one. She was headed. She would have ran him over. She would have ran anybody over that was in front of that car. What the Democrats have different glasses on? He didn't jump in front of the car. He was hanging on to the car. But anyway, look at that. Look at that movie. I've already seen the movie at least 14 times, and I'm convinced now that she did the wrong thing. Okay, she did the wrong thing. So that's just where it is. She listen, cutting her wheels to turn away. She shouldn't have been cutting her wheels to go any place except right where she was. Okay. Oh, everybody says she turned her wheels. Well, that's funny. If you and I, wait a minute, if you and I get stopped by the police department right now and he's talking to us and we start turning our wheels, he's going to assume, rightfully so, that I am getting ready to take off. Okay. So again, I ain't mad at you. That's okay. We have the same glass that the Republicans have on. Okay, whatever. We just see. I mean, we just don't see the world the same way, which is okay. You know, if everybody's thinking the same, somebody's not thinking. But I am absolutely. I feel morally okay with my conclusion, looking at many different angles of that film. Now, I will admit to you, to be intellectually honest, that I don't believe. I thought Lethal Force was kind of tough, but again, we don't know what was in her mind, what she was going to do. Like the women, and like the other day in Minnesota, the idiots were trying to grab a man out of his car. What was going to happen? I'd have shot them all. What do you think was going to happen to that man? About 10 or 20 people. It's a little red car. Look it on the internet. They were trying to grab him out of his car. Why in the hell would they want to grab him out of his car? Why would they want to, if they didn't mean to do him harm? He should have had a gun, okay? Because he'd have got a couple of them before they got him. So there's something wrong with the world. Okay. And again, she shouldn't have moved. And Joe, you are an attorney. I know you would not counsel people once you get stopped by the police to begin to pull away. I know you would not counsel people to do that. Okay. I know that for sure. I know you wouldn't tell them that. So why online act as if it's okay to turn your wheels and begin to pull away from the police officer. Okay? We have been taught not to move if we plan on staying alive to see another day. That's about right. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's about right. Yeah, you shouldn't do that. Shouldn't do that at all. Just stay still. Listen to the police or what they got to say. And I know that there is no legal philosophy that would tell you to move if you're stopped by the police. Show me one. Show me in the law where it says, well, if you feel like moving, if you feel like getting away, because that's called what is it called? Eluding, isn't it? Isn't that what it's called? Eluding? Yeah, yeah. I think that's what it means. Let's see. What does eluding mean? ELUDING. Let's see now. Eluding definition. Let me see what the definition. How do you pronounce it again? Let me see it again. Okay, to elude. Okay, one more time. Okay, escape from or avoid enemy or a pursuer. Okay. Yeah, Don.
Hey, Kevin.
Yeah.
Lion Joe Jr. would be suing the woman's family if he's a Negro for hit and run. He's the most ridiculous person. Yesterday, he come on and said that in the lawsuit, I forgot the woman's name, that sued him for libel. He didn't testify. Lion Joe Jr. I've never heard anybody so damn pathetic. He's the one that came on and said, Alabama, you had to put your districts with the county boundaries. Lie, Joe Jr. Lie. I've never heard such a pathetic human being other than his brother. You know, how much money was that little party they threw for the Negroes downtown the other day?
Well, that was a good party. I mean, that was a good thing.
For what? You wouldn't go. The city didn't go. How much did they spend?
Well, but to
you're such an ass kicker. The guy don't invite you.
I didn't want to get invited.
You're a pathetic human being.
I have never been on the city
council. You kiss these butts and nobody. Singleton, what has Singleton ever done for you?
But I'm not asking.
Why don't you grow a pair?
I got a pair,
bro. Stand up and quit begging people for stuff. You're a pathetic human being.
Okay. Well, listen. I'm sorry that Don, is the most important person. But now, Joe, you're being intellectually dishonest here. Okay. You know what that court case was about. It had nothing to do with being in a vehicle. It was if you are walking. Come on, Joe. Now, I know a little bit about the law. Your Supreme Court said you can decline an officer's request and keep moving. That's right, but not in a motor vehicle. Because when you get a driver's license, you said that you will obey the laws of the state or whatever that you happen to live in and stuff like that. So that movement, because what happened was police were stopping people walking down the street. Okay? And the court ruled, well, you don't have to stop. Okay? Court, you have to stop. So let's not be intellectually dishonest, Joe. You do have, if the police stop your car, you're not allowed to take off at your own volition, at your own will. So let's just be honest here, my friend. Let's be honest, okay? Don't give me the BS. Because I ain't the smartest guy in town, but I'm the smartest guy on this podcast at the moment. So you cannot just walk, and that's bad information. He didn't mean that, ladies and gentlemen. If the police stop you, don't take off. Okay. Don't take off. Don't do that. But they did say if you were walking and a police officer tried to stop you for no other reason to ID you, whatever the case may be, I don't think you have to stop. Then you just keep on walking, unless they think that you have committed a crime, and then at that point, that a reason, if they have articulable, reasonable suspicion. Okay, that's all I'm saying. So don't do that. Don't. I love Joe. Joe is my friend. Love him, but let's not give people the wrong information, because tonight, by the time the night is over, somebody be shot. Okay, because they wouldn't stop. And if you don't stop, then you give them reasonable, articulable suspicion that you're doing something. Okay, so let's not be crazy. Okay, and I know they're going to say they're stopping black police officers asking for ID. Well, they don't. I mean, they don't know you're a police officer, do they? I mean, they don't know you're a police officer. And again, walking, they really can't do that. But driving a car, you do have some responsibility to obey the laws of the land or the laws of the road, because that's what the license is all about. Because guess what? You have an absolutely God given right to walk. Okay, yeah. I think Don needs a piece of something, because he's got issues. He's got issues, and if anybody wants to call us up here, you can. I mean, we 521-2963 is the number if you do want to call and and give us your opinion. Okay, move right along to other things. Okay, Huntsville is making a major $450 million acquisition of a hospital. Now that's maybe they need to buy Jackson. I'm just saying, they can run it from there. Alabama Coal Company was awarded $256 million over alleged human rights violations in Colombia. Okay, so what's going on over there? And Montgomery Capri Theater is open. Is back open. That's a great theater, as a matter of fact. Nice little hometown theater. I've been in there once or twice since I've been here in 30 years. Okay, I'm just saying. All right, then. What else is going on? What else is going on? Oh, here's one. Here's one. I love this one. Okay, Montgomery apartment rent is going up on an average of the renters in Montgomery saw apartment listing prices increase 7% from last year's medium of $1,197. The typical apartment for rent now is $1,286. We need rent control. We need rent control. I don't care what anybody says about Democrats on that one. We need rent control. Okay. We need rent control. Okay. It is a shame. Okay. That poor folk. I'm just trying to figure out, where are we going to live? Where are we going to live when we can no longer afford to live inside, because we let people come here and put up these apartment complexes and charge people whatever they want to? Okay. 1197. Okay. And now there was 1197 in December. Now the typical rent right now. I mean, why would it go up? Why would it go up? I'm with the Democrats on this one. Okay. Why would it go up? I mean, December was just last month. So what's going up so that high that they got to take our rent up 7%? I mean, really, what has what's going up? I mean, I don't understand it. What's going on? Okay, okay. I don't get it. Why does the rent keep going up? Because people Brown versus Felix is a law that says the officer was allowed to shoot. Okay, right on. I appreciate it. Again, if you don't want it to happen, if you don't want to hear about it, don't let it happen. And it doesn't make any sense that if the police stop you, I always stop. First of all, I'm trying to get home that night. Okay, I'm trying to get home that night, and so I don't want to do anything that would impede that me going that direction. Renters in Montgomery saw apartment prices rise 7% from last year's medium of $1,197 to now $1,250. Somebody, where's the mayor at? Somebody, why did my rent go up? Lights going up, rent going up, gas bill going up, everything going up. I'm on Social Security. People who are on Social Security, how do they keep up with this? See, this is what makes me want to join the Democratic Party sometimes, because this doesn't make any sense. I know what profit is, but since a couple weeks ago, they've taken the rent up. Okay, I don't understand this. Where in the hell we supposed to live if everything keeps going up and everybody don't want to own a house? I don't. Okay, so tell me why it is. Yeah, what happened to my dog guy? What dog guy? I, I don't know, bro. See, people told me not to boot you, Don. So I'm trying my best not to. Really, I am. But some things you said just absolutely crazy. Okay, I'm trying not to. Okay. So anyway, so can anybody tell me why the rent's going up? We don't want rent control. Listen, I believe in capitalism, but not on the things that we need to survive. Okay, take it. Here's what I'm telling you: make marijuana legal and tax the hell out of it. Okay, tax Coca Cola, tax alcohol, tax it twice more what it is. I don't. Don, you better be nice.
Tell me what's crazy that I said.
You always say things that are crazy.
No, tell me.
Telling people that they're calling them names and all kind of things. I mean,
you mean like Joe Reed's calling me?
Well,
You're such a suck up, man.
Why I gotta suck up to anybody? I get paid whether or not.
Well, he's calling me names, ain't he?
But you call us the Negroes this and the Negroes that.
Well, what are you? What you want me to call? Are they not Negroes?
Call me Elk Dog.
How about just dog? But on Lion Joe's brother, remember how the my dog guy? He said what was the words he used when he said he was going to give a deposition and have the police arrested? Remember that? You don't remember anything, do you?
Well, I mean, but that trial hasn't come up yet.
Why ain't it come up yet?
Well, now that's an interesting question.
Because there's no trial. His brother's a liar just as much as Joe Reed Jr. is a liar. Yesterday he came on and said he didn't testify in the case against the woman, right?
Who said that?
Lion Joe Reed Jr.
Oh, I don't know.
Talking about Trump, he didn't testify.
Oh, yeah, that's what he said. Yeah.
Lion Joe, you're a charlatan and a lawyer. He gave a deposition under oath. Is that testifying?
Well, that is testifying. That's true.
So Lion Joe's full of it. What about stop and frisk, Lion Joe? Did the Supreme Court rule against that?
I thought they did rule against it. That's why they couldn't do it.
No, they didn't.
Oh, okay. So that's what Giuliani. That's when Giuliani was the mayor of New York.
Reasonable suspicion, you can stop and frisk.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with that.
Every state in the United States has a law that says if a cop orders you out of the car, you have to get out of the car.
Yeah, that's pretty common sense.
Why would anybody ever hire that ambulance chaser for anything? He's the most ignorant person I've heard on the law yet. Remember, about a week or two ago, he came on and said that, you've got to beware if the Supreme Court overrules the segregated districts in Alabama because you have to do them by the county. Lion Joe. Read the law. It's a suggestion that they do it that way. It doesn't say they have to. But he probably can't read legalese, even if he's a lawyer. I've never been a lawyer, but I damn sure would represent myself or would let him do it.
All right, Don, appreciate it. Here's one right here. The city is buying homes at $2,000. Somebody's got to show me that. Okay, I haven't seen any of that going on. I know they got this film going out across the line that we're buying people's houses, $200,000 houses for $2,000 or $3,000. Okay, please, somebody that you know anybody that had that happen to them. Does anybody know anybody? Because I'm just going to look at this as a bunch of Bravo Sierra. Okay, a bunch of Bravo Sierra. I know that nobody's paying people $2,000 to move their family out of a house worth $200,000. I mean, come on, really? I mean, come on. But find me one person, and I tell you what I'll do. What will I do? I will eat some okra. I can't stand okra. I hate it. But find me one person that said that the city of Montgomery is buying their house for $2,000 or $3,000, and it's worth $200,000. Okay. Oh, uh-oh. Yes. Joe.
Has Don had his Don needs to take his Prevagen.
Prevagen. What in the world is that?
Yeah. Prevagen helps old people like Don who are borderline dementia think a little faster and quicker. They can't process information. It's supposed to help their brain work.
Okay. Is that what you say?
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know what lies Don said.
But I do
Ross, I
think
told
you're
Don.
wrong. Right. But I do think you're wrong about the court say you can walk away. Not in a car, you can't.
I said, no, not in the car, but you're moving so fast and you're touching on some different things. By the time I type and get it in,
Oh, okay.
you moved on.
Yeah.
You moved on.
I'm a 3-minute man. Bro.
Don is not a lawyer, and Don couldn't spell cat. You spotted the C and the T, but we won't worry about that right now. I will help Don out. Donald Trump has never testified at trial, Don. At trial, okay? And be specific because you need specificity because I know you can't handle complex questions and statements, and you're not functioning well, and that's okay. So I'm going to help you. Donald Trump is not in all the trials of Donald, the last 4, the Donald Trump. And I'll just talk about the sexual assault trial. I'll talk about the 34 count felony trial. He's never testified at trial. He talks a lot of smack out. So I'm not going to spend a lot of time on it because Republican conservatives like Don, try to cherry pick and they don't get it. So I'm going to spell it out for him. So I'm going to put it where he can get it in simple words the way Donald Trump talks to him. So I will spell it out for Don and his fellow conservative Trump buddies. Donald J. Trump did not testify in his sexual assault liability trial. He did not testify at his hush money trial. He did not go to court. He did not sit in front of a jury. Didn't sit in the civil fraud trial. He didn't do any of that stuff. Okay. And the reason he didn't do it is because lawyers cannot put on perjured testimony and they know he's going to lie like the dog he is. Now, I'll move on from that. As far as stops and frisks go, you can decline officers' requests, but there's a fine line on how to do it. Okay. If you're walking down the street and an officer puts a question to you, you don't have to answer that question. Officer pulls up beside you, walking down the street. Where are you going? Here's the Greg Gunn situation. What are you doing? You don't have to stop for that. Okay? You don't have to do it. The court's already said that. But the reality is that we're taught to submit to law enforcement. And that's part of a dissenting opinion that Justice Marshall wrote some years ago, which puts people in a bad spot, which is which commands can you lawfully refuse and which ones you can't. Now, Alabama used to have this law that said you could resist an unlawful arrest, but they took it off the books, I think, some time ago. And the reason was because it caused too much conflict between officers and citizens usually got that wrong. And so what the comments said and what the court basically said is, look, peacefully submit and seek your redress in court, okay? Because they don't want conflicts between citizens and police officers because that's going to turn deadly. So that's a prudent way to do it. You're not wrong in that, but people can exercise their rights. Oftentimes, people are wrong about what their rights actually are. The other time, you have officers who don't care whether you're right or you're wrong. They want to do what it is they want to do, what they're going to do because they need to prove something to you. Okay. And that happens. Not all police officers. That happens though. With too many officers, judgment escapes them. And if they can't boss you and intimidate you and you stand up for yourself, then they say, we're going to take you to jail. When I was PD for the city, we used to see this thing called obstructing governmental operations. They used to call it failure to obey. That's what they used to call it. But that got knocked out. So now it's obstructing governmental operations when you basically don't do what I tell you to do. You're too close than I think you ought to be. I don't want you looking at me, so I'm going to arrest you. And it's an intimidation tactic.
Well, that's contempt. And contempt of court is the same racket. A contempt of court is whatever the judge says it is.
Yeah, but the judge says yes. But it depends, like everything else, Kevin, these are fact-specific things. And so you can have contempt if the court gives you an order to pay a fine at a certain time and you don't. Okay, then you could be held in contempt, but the law authorizes it for that situation. Okay, you can be held in contempt for your demeanor. Okay, you could be held in contempt for talking over a judge.
So whatever he thinks,
these are things.
Right. Whatever you think
it's not
what it is. Yeah.
It's not so much as whatever, okay, because there are the lines of reasons, and these judges are presumed, and 99.9% of them, understand what that is. You're presumed to act with reason. There are some judges, I'll just tell you, there are some judges who are off the rails. And the court, and when it's come before, I think, our Supreme Court, it's been dealt with. There was a judge in Dothan, Alabama, who had a really, really bad attitude. And what he did was he had a bad attitude. And a lot of the lawyers knew it. Nobody would do anything or say anything about it because they had a practice in front of them. And they didn't think anything would happen. But he put this Iraq war veteran who had PTSD, real PTSD, in jail because he was being, quite frankly, a jerk. And then when he got called out on it, he tried to resign his judgeship before the Alabama Supreme Court could deal with it. But the Alabama Supreme Court told him, well, the offense has already happened. Just because you quit, you don't get to escape the reach of the court because you run away. And so the court went ahead and disciplined him and said what he did was wrong and improper and so forth and so on. So, but those are rare circumstances when it happens. Judges are human beings. They're not perfect like anybody else. There are going to be some mistakes, going to be some errors, but that's why we have appellate courts. So we have the right to appeal in America. The judge does not get it right all of the time. They get it right most of the time, but they don't get it right all of the time.
Right, but it does seem to me that lawyers are the only people, besides military people, that once you guys become a lawyer, you lose your right to speak on what is just and what is right in the courtroom if the judge shuts you down. I mean, you guys lose more rights, and how in the hell are you going to protect our rights if you're losing your rights in the courtroom?
Well, we don't. Every arena has its rules. Okay, and one rule is when a judge tells you to stop talking, you got to stop.
Well,
I had a colleague once who didn't do that, who got a contempt because the judge told him to be quiet. Quiet.
Was that Osborne?
I'm not commenting on who it was. I had a colleague. We'll leave it at that.
I know who it was.
But I'm not saying that. But it is happening. And lawyers get aggressive, and young lawyers get very aggressive because they just haven't learned, and that happens. And judges will let them go. We've all talked a little bit too much in defense of our clients or speaking for our clients because some things need to get said in the record. Sometimes, the right thing has not come out, and that's going to happen. But judges they don't pull that often. Okay,
but here's the one thing, and I've often wondered. I've often said if a judge gives you a certain time to put in for a retrial or to put in for a reevaluation, whatever we want to call it. If you don't, let's say you came to some new information. Well, because that new information comes from where the judge don't know where it came from, you can't tell him. Then all of a sudden, now guy's trying to go to jail when you know he's innocent. The world knows he's innocent, but because you didn't do something procedurally, is there any justice in that? Because you failed to go by a procedure, and now we got a guy going to jail?
Yeah, it's called an appeal. Sure. And often it's called an appeal, or depending on, I hear what you're saying. I'm thinking about it. Depending on what's happening and where you are in a case, if something comes up, you can address it at that moment, okay? And the judge either believes you or the judge does not. Or the judge thinks this, the judge is a referee. So the referee buys it or the ref does not buy it. But you can do that. If you think the judge doesn't act properly, doesn't do what you think the judge should do, then you file an objection to that. Okay, you can put it in writing.
Yeah.
Okay, and you can remind that and that way you can take it from appeal and say, look, this made a difference in this case. And so every disagreement or everything that happens doesn't change the flow of the case. It may be, we call it, a lot of times we call it relevant. People say it's not relevant.
Hey,
it doesn't tend to do it. It doesn't tend to do Huh?
Somebody said I should get your number and call you at home. So, well, let me go.
Well,
But I'm gonna have you on one day.
you,
We can talk about law.
so you can stop. Look, so you can stop giving. You can stop halfway talking. This look.
Yeah.
You're not all the way wrong, but there's some nuances
Well, sure, I'm not
that people
lawyers.
have to.
Yeah, gotta abide.
Well, there's some nuances, but but you're right in this effect. Look, the thing is, when officers, the safest thing to do for people, and just the reality of it, because what you're seeing play out is that we have, generally speaking, I call it an unaccountability for officers. We just do, and rather you end up, hurt or worse. Okay, you need to submit to that officer. If the officer tells you to get out of the car, get out of the car.
Well, just
Okay,
let me
don't
ask you
get
one
in there
question before I let you, because I got
Sure.
the lady I was telling people about who kept running off at the mouth about a ticket she's going to get because they shouldn't have been in the park. She's not from that place. Are there no allowances if I'm coming through your town and I accidentally, if the violation she had was that they were in the park after dark, and in that city, you're not allowed to be in the park after dark. Well, they didn't know that. And so why would you give somebody a ticket? Tell them that's what the law in that city is. Am I really supposed to understand all the laws in all cities if I'm going up 85 or 65? Is that a reasonable position for a police officer to take?
But first, you are responsible. For instance, when you go to Georgia, you're responsible. When I say you are liable, responsible, you are to know all of Georgia's laws. You break a Georgia law and you didn't know, well, that's on you. If you did it, you didn't know about it. Well, too bad. Okay, that happens.
But the judges
now,
have to,
whether an officer,
but the judges have to refer to their computers while they're on the bench. Hell, they don't know
That's
what the
true.
law says.
that is. Well, some of them do.
Some of them not very many.
Depending on your judge.
Yeah.
And depending on your judge and your judge's experience, maybe that happens and maybe it does not. Again, fact specific, we'd have to see.
I've seen it happen in Montgomery. People referring to
Well,
the law on their laptops because they didn't know what it said. And I'm supposed
We're
to
the
know
most
it?
regulated country in the world. You can't. It's impossible. I've got an Alabama code in my office right now.
Yeah.
I mean, that thing is like 30-something volumes, and there, hundreds of pages in each volume. Nobody knows that.
This crap about ignorance of the law, it is a defense. We do not know all the laws.
It's not. No, it's not a defense, Kevin. It's not a defense. It's not a defense. That's the first thing. It's not. So don't say it is, because it's not. Now, that being said,
you can't
I'm gonna
use
go back to
it.
what you originally said.
You cannot use it as a defense, but it certainly is a defense.
It is not a defense. It's not a recognized defense.
Exactly.
It's not. I didn't know, Kevin. People could trot that out on everything that they did. I mean, the list would be endless. There'd be no accountability for any action. People could simply say, "Well, I didn't know."
I'm from North Carolina, city of Charlotte. All of a sudden, I'm in Montgomery, Alabama. I don't know you can't be in the park at 6 o'clock at night.
I think when you go out there and you don't see anybody there, you probably shouldn't be there.
Yeah. Hey, I gotta go, Joe.
My dad told me that a long time ago. If you by yourself out there doing something, you better be very careful on what it is you're doing.
I got a couple minutes left here. It always amazes me. People say ignorance of the law is no excuse when lawyers and judges don't know the laws. That just absolutely petrifies me. I should pay. I should pay you. I'm trying to get some money out of the deal. Again. Listen, I know they say it's not an excuse, but it is an excuse. Because if the judges and lawyers don't know all the laws, how in the hell am I supposed to know the law? Okay? It doesn't make any sense to me. They could have come up with a better phrase than that. Because we cannot know. Does anybody know how many courts we got? We can't get 9 Supreme Court justices to figure out what the Constitution says, and it is pretty simple language in the Constitution. But we got 9 Supreme, supposed to be the creme de la creme of lawyers in America, and even they can't agree on what things mean. So and a layman like myself, no matter how brilliant I really am, but I'm a layman when it comes to certain things. I don't know what all that crap means. And they make it so we do not know what it means. They don't want us to know what it means because then we wouldn't have to hire a lawyer, would we? And sell our house, take loans out, sell the kids, take the old car to the back, drive it, get rid of the new one so you can just pay the lawyer. So anyway, we're just gonna do it that way. Listen, it has been a great conversation today. I can't really tell. I'll be in tomorrow, and I'm not working on Friday. I know we was off on Monday, but I don't work on Fridays anymore. But I'll be here tomorrow. The good Lord says the same. Okay, so y'all just hang loose. Oh, small brain people can't hear fact. Well, you can say what you want to say, but I got common sense. And my brain is pretty reasonable, I believe, in extracting information. And I'm telling you, how's somebody going to tell me that not knowing the law is no excuse when they sit on the bench and don't know the law? They have to go to a computer and look up what the law says. And these idiots downtown, not all of them idiots, but I'm just going to use that for general reference. But all these people making laws right now, they're in session. Most of them don't know the laws that they pass. Okay? They don't know the laws that they pass, but they want to hold us post-civilians, to a different standard than they hold themselves. I think that's kind of crapola. But anyway, time is up. Just remember this. You'll be okay. It is not the falling down that gives us strength, but it is getting up each and every time we do.
Quiet of the morning light, hands raised high.
And besides,
in pure delight,
if a mountain didn't have ridges,
faithful whisper
couldn't climb it, could you?
in a gentle
Nobody wants a smooth mountain. No way to get up it.
grateful heart.
Good morning to you. Have a great day. And remember, it is a great day, a fantastic day, an outstanding, a stupendous day to be alive.
For every breath
See you later.
I take, for the love that heals and the joy you make in the tapestry of life. I see your grace, every moment filled with your warm embrace. Through valleys deep and mountains high, your faith a beacon in the sky. Every trial